Are you thinking about getting an eyelift surgery but are too afraid of the commitment or don't have the money to spend on it? Are you looking for an instant but temporary eyelift effect so that you can go out but then go back to your lovely droopy eye? Hey guys, it's Tina. I'm a professional makeup artist and I'm about to show you how to get a settled illusion of an eyelift effect in minutes using just makeup. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos of tips and tricks like that in the future. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is look at yourself in the mirror and then take one eye and pull it back as you would want it to look, just like this. And then look and try to recognize the differences between the eye that you are pulling back and your other eye, and see what shades and highlights look different on the eye, what changes that shape. So for me, if you look like this, what I could see right away is that, first of all, if I do this, is this little line goes upwards as opposed to downwards right here. Here I see more shade, more shadow that goes outwards, as opposed to here that I don't see shade. It's actually a little light colored in here. Right here underneath the eye, I see that it's lighter in shade and it goes like a straight line upwards, as if on this eye that is a little more droopy, well, a lot more droopy. I see a shadow on the outer corner, down underneath the outer corner right here. Then I also see the lash line. Here my lashes kind of go droopy on the outer corner and they almost like lean downwards, whereas here my lashes, it looks like they're like going outwards, and also right here, especially in the outer corner, it's lifted a little bit, obviously. And then my eyebrow, right here, it's more rounded, like arched. Here it's more straight. Do you see that? Now, all those changes that I'm pointing out might be obvious, you would think, but that's what we're going to try and recreate on that other eye. What we're going to try to do is create the illusion of the shadows and highlights and those little tiny changes using makeup to create that same effect on the eye with just makeup, using the shadows and highlights to our advantage. By the way, there are certain tools that you could use to create that effect as well. There's a tape that you could tape on the sides of your head and cover with your hair to make it look a little bit more elongated and pull it backwards like that. There's also one trick that people like doing that you could try, is that taking the hair right here, pulling it really tightly backwards with a hair tie behind your head, and then cover it with your hair to make it look a little bit tight backwards. It's not going to work personally for me because I cannot wear a ponytail for longer than 30 minutes without getting a headache. So I don't want to even think how that's going to make me feel. It's probably going to be an instant headache. So let me know if you tried it and if it worked for you in the comments below. I'm just going to apply a little bit of eye primer. I'm using the Smashbox 24-hour photo finish primer on my eye, just to make the eyeshadow stand out more and last longer. And I'm only going to be using all the tricks on one eye so that we can compare and see if there's a difference between the two eyes. So the first thing, as we said, is that shadow that is created when we pull the eye that goes right outwards like that. That's what we're going to create on this eye. I'm going to be using the Sigma E45 brush with this little Rack palette. Yeah, don't judge, it's used and abused. This is the Rack Pro original palette. I'm going to use taupe, the shade taupe, but it doesn't really matter. You can use just a shade that is 1 or 2 shades darker than your natural eye color, just to create that illusion of a natural shadow. And I'm going to be taking that into my crease, but make sure to not go too far downwards because we want to avoid the shadow in the outer corner. We want to only focus in the crease and then pull it outwards, just like this. And I'm making sure to blend it because we don't want any harsh edges. We want it to look soft, natural shadow. That already creates the effect of a more lifted upwards eye. I'm gonna take a little more. And notice that I'm focusing on the upper part of the eye and I'm not dragging it any further down, not even on the outer corner, because with a droopy eye shape, right here, your outer corner is too low than the eye effect that you want to create that would have been right here if you would have not have a droopy eye shape. So now if I hold this, we can see that we kind of already created that effect. Next, I see that this little fold right here goes a little bit more upwards when I pull my eye. So we're going to try and create that little effect right here with a more precise brush. I'm gonna take an angled brush. This is the Winged Liner EO6 by Sigma, and a little bit of a darker brown. I'm gonna use Chocolate from the Lorac Matte Mini palette right here. And I'm going to try and create the effect of that little fold. I'm going to follow my crease line on the outer corner and take it outwards, just like this. And then I'm going to take this brush again that I just used and blend it for a softer edge. So that emphasizes that a little more. Once again, we're holding. Next, I see that right here, it's a lot lighter in color than the shadow right here. We want to eliminate that. For that, I'm going to take a MAC 2, I can't see, 252, I think. Just a flat brush like this, any flat brush. And I'm going to be taking a very light shade like Bear from this Lorac Matte palette. You want to go a shade or two lighter this time than your actual skin tone. And on a flat brush, I'm going to be cleaning this outer edge to remove that shadow. So I'm going from the very outer corner underneath my eye and outwards in a slanted, elongated shape like that. Next, moving on to the lash line. Once again, I'm holding it and I see that the lash line feels like it's going upwards a little bit. It's lifted as opposed to going downwards. For that, I'm going to be using the same little angled brush, and I'm going to be taking a black eyeshadow, using Jet Black from the same matte palette, but once again, any black eyeshadow would work. And I'm going to be following only the outer corner from about the center, or like a third on the outer corner of my eyelash, lash line, I guess, right here. So I'm starting from here, very close to the lash line, and I'm taking it outwards, and I'm not going to be following my natural lash line that goes on the outer corner downwards, but I'm going to stop about vertically like that, or horizontally like that, and take it outwards and a little bit out towards upwards. So like this. Just like that. And you could do that with an eyeliner or an eye pencil. I just find that eyeshadow looks a little more natural. It's easier to work with, it's more manageable, and it's softer. So it creates a little bit of a softer, more natural look. Then take the E45 again and just lightly go over it once again to make it even softer. Just very lightly, just like this. Next, moving on to the actual lashes, I am going to be curling them. This is just the e.l.f. eyelash curler to make them go upwards a little more, perk them up, because the whole point of this is to lift up everything. I'm going to use my L'Oreal Voluminous Original Mascara in Very Black. And I'm going to take it, instead of going upwards, I'm going to go outwards like this, because that's the effect that you get when you pull your eye. The lashes almost go slanted in an angle like that. So that's what we're gonna be doing. And once again, you want to avoid the outer corner lashes because your natural eyelashes go downwards because of the droopy eye shape. We want to avoid and not touch all of this area of the eyelashes. You want to stop right about there, right here, and only take it upwards and outwards, avoiding these lashes. If you did get a little bit on the outer corner lashes right here, you can always take your finger and just clean it up. I really like this trick because only by the direction in which you move your mascara wand, you can create this illusion as if your lashes are being pulled outwards. And now the last thing is the eyebrow. So what I'm going to be doing is taking an eyebrow pencil. This is just the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. And I'm going to take the spoolie side of that and first brush my eyebrow upwards and outwards, because what we're trying to do is create this effect, which is more of a straighter brow that goes up. So that's what we're going to do by combing the hairs in that direction. And it depends obviously on the shape of your eyebrow, how arched it is, but you're going to see the shape that you get as a result of holding your eye and pulling it outwards like this. So what you want to do is try and get as close as possible to that shape as you can, even if it's just slightest little effects like that make a really big difference. So what I'm gonna do is first fill in a little bit under the arch to create more of a straighter brow effect, just like this. By the way, I do have a video on how to change the shape of your eyebrow and how to make your eyebrow look more straight, Kendall Jenner style inspired. And then on the outer corner, I'm going to go a little bit on top of the eyebrow, because if it goes downward, the arch we wanted to make it more straight. And I'm going to be pulling it out like this. And then once I'm done, once again, I'm going to take the spoolie and comb it through. By the way, if you haven't watched my last video, I am announcing there that I have a new Instagram page now, so link is below, make sure to follow. Now I just zoomed you in so you can see the differences side by side. If I do this, that looks a little more like this, doesn't it? Now, if you are going to try this, make sure to first do it on only one eye so that you can see the differences and compare. And take a picture of yourself, upload it to Instagram, and mention me, MakeupAndArtFreak_, and that way I can post it on my Instagram stories if you want to, of course. Don't forget to subscribe for more makeup tips and tricks, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!